There is just absolutely no way to describe. First, the brutal urge to do that kind of thing.
Welcome back to Crime Rage Teller. Prepare yourself for a chilling journey into the mind of a killer so cunning and ruthless that his very name became synonymous with evil. This is the story of Ted Bundy, a man who wore charm like a mask while hiding a monstrous darkness. Ted Bundy, often described as the very definition of heartless evil, Bundy's reign of terror left a chilling mark on the Pacific Northwest and beyond. Ted Bundy, born on November 24, 1946, in Burlington, Vermont, grew up with a complex and troubled background. Raised by his grandparents, Bundy was led to believe his mother, Eleanor, was his sister. This deceptive upbringing, coupled with an abusive grandfather, shaped Bundy's dark future. As a college student, Bundy was known for his charm and intelligence. He attended the University of Washington, where he studied psychology and dated Elizabeth Klopfer, who would later become one of his key accusers. Despite his outward appearance as a law student, Bundy harbored a sinister side.
I wasn't some guy hanging out at bars or a bum, or I wasn't a pervert in the sense that, people look at somebody and say, I know there's something wrong with him, and just tell. I mean, I was essentially a normal person. I had good friends. I led a normal life, except for this one small but very potent and very destructive segment of it that I kept very secret, very close to myself, and didn't let anybody know about it. And part of the shock and horror from my dear friends and family years ago when I was first arrested was that there was no clue. They looked at me and they looked at the all-American boy.
In January 1974, Bundy's killing spree began. His first known victim was Karen Sparks, a young dancer whom he brutally assaulted. Soon after, Bundy kidnapped and murdered Linda Ann Healy, marking the beginning of a horrifying series of abductions and killings. By mid-1974, the Pacific Northwest was gripped by fear. Bundy, using various ruses such as feigning injury, lured victims into his brown Volkswagen Beetle. His method was cruel and methodical: abduct, assault, and kill. He often returned to crime scenes and kept gruesome trophies, including decapitated heads. Bundy's murderous activities spread to Utah and Colorado. After moving to Salt Lake City, he continued his rampage, abducting and murdering young women. His spree extended to Florida, where on January 15, 1978, Bundy attacked the Chi Omega sorority house, leaving a trail of terror and destruction. His crimes caught up with him in February 1978. Bundy was arrested after a traffic stop revealed stolen IDs and other incriminating evidence.
To have been possessed by something so awful and so alien, and then the next morning wake up from it, remember what happened, and realize that basically, I mean, in the eyes of the law, certainly in the eyes of God, you're responsible. To wake up in the morning and realize what I had done, and with a clear mind and all my essential moral and ethical feelings intact at that moment.
Despite his initial attempts to evade justice, Bundy's self-sabotaging courtroom behavior led to his conviction. Bundy's first escape from custody in 1977 was short-lived, but his second escape in 1978 was more audacious. He crawled through a hole in his cell ceiling and made a daring getaway, only to be recaptured after a brief period on the run. Amidst the horror of Ted Bundy's reign of terror, a few brave survivors emerged from the shadows, their voices rising against the monster who tried to silence them. Their strength and testimony not only brought justice, but also shed light on the darkness of Bundy's true nature.
I had 5 skull fractures and multiple contusions in my head. And because of the skull fractures, the 8th nerve was damaged, and I lost the hearing in my left ear and the equilibrium. And I had a broken jaw, and my left shoulder was pulled out of joint.
Mr. Bundy?
Yes.
Would you point him out then for the court?
Objection.
I would like to point him out for the purpose of the motion.
Ted Bundy was finally executed by electric chair on January 24, 1989. His death was met with both relief and celebration. In his final years, Bundy confessed to numerous murders, but the full extent of his brutality remains unknown.
There is just absolutely no way to describe. First, the brutal urge to do that kind of thing, and then what happens is once it has been more or less satisfied and recedes, you might say, or spent, that sense, that kind of energy level recedes, and basically I became myself again. I want people to understand this too, and I'm not saying this gratuitously because it's important people understand this, that basically I was a normal person.
Ted Bundy's story is a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind a charming facade. His legacy continues to captivate and horrify, serving as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and justice. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative,
make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with the latest news. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Crime Rage Teller.